The Battle of Manchester is on Manchester Public Television. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Division 1 NHIAA Baseball here on Manchester Public Television. As tonight, we got a good one here. It is the Memorial Crusaders, the home team, facing off against their arch rival, and that is none other than the Central West Knights, and we're excited to be here. I'm Kyle Heavey, broadcasting from Gill Stadium again on the 27th of May, a makeup game from originally when they were supposed to play, and we'll see what the Crusaders and the Knights can do. For the Crusaders, it'll be on the bump Mason Poitras doing the duty here of pitching, and he will start things off against the always tough, hard-hitting. Oh, it hit the top of his bat here. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Liam Carter-Patton, who will be playing center field out here today for the Knights. So, lucky foul ball for Mason to start things off. And we'll see a little high here as Mason having a little struggle. And again, another high pitch. And Liam will take that and appreciate all that he can get. Gavin Courier is on deck here. And fouls it off of himself, so the count goes to 2-2. Going around the infield here, Jacob Valier will be doing the catching here. At first base, Zach Johnson. Second base will be Alex Rodriguez. Third base will be Matt Verdaro. Wait for this 2-2 pitch here. And strike three. So Mason able to get some luck here with hitting the top of the bat in the first pitch and gets the K here for one down. Now we'll see what Gavin Courier is able to do. Last time we saw these Knights, they were running around celebrating with the big victory over the Alvin Broncos, getting their first victory of the year. Now, nothing better than if they were able to get their second win. As Gavin takes a first pitch for a strike. These kids obviously know a lot about each other, growing up in the same city. Now, thanks to the likes of social media, you're able to know a lot more about who they are and what they're up to. Curveball that perfectly lands in there. And Mason has Gavin on the ropes. 2-1. Now, foul ball that Zach Johnson will go run for, but it's going to end up in the seats. So a long run for nothing there. So we'll see. Again, 1-2 count. Checked swing off the bat. So back to back. Foul balls. Playing shortstop, Ben Malu. 1-2 count. Goes 2-2. Playing out in right field. We got a designated spot here, and that's Chris Rodriguez. And that one hits him, and the Knights are able to get a base runner here in the top of the first with Gavin Courier getting plunked in the hip. And now we'll see what type of pickup move Mason Poitras has. And he'll be facing the pitcher for the Knights today, and that is Wilson Zola. Zola has been up and down as of late. Had a tough day last week down in Holman Stadium for the game against the Bishop Gert, grounding into 2 double plays, but then came back and had a great game here versus Alvern. So we'll see what Wilson gives us today, and goes for a strike, 1-1 count. Pitch just high. I haven't even mentioned the umpires today. Back again for his second straight day is none other than Jacob Buddha, who will be here again tomorrow as well. And out in the field is Doug Stevens. Count is 3-1. Zola swings on an outside pitch and goes for strike 2. So got to be careful here. And the pitch fouled off, so hits that into the Memorial bench. Thankfully, they're all out in the field, so no one's hurt here. Full count. Outside and goes for a ball 4. It was a very close call, but Wilson gets the ball 4, and now with runners at first and second, we'll see what James Blaisdell can do, but we will get a pinch runner for Mr. Zola, being the pitcher. You don't want to wear him out before he even gets to throw the first pitch. So we'll get a name for number 6 in just a moment here. Is worried about James to get in the batter's box first. So Pedro DeLeo, and James has hit the first pitch, sends it out to right field, and they're going to stop him smartly with the ball kind of getting away for a moment. But the bases now loaded of Knights here in the top of the first inning with only 1 down. And we'll see if Declan Manning can produce as well. Declan had that game-winning hit versus Alvern, and he certainly would love to help his team and his cause before he gets to be in the catching position. And so Gavin Courier, at third, Wilson Zola at second, and James Blaisdell at first. Mason trying to not give up any runs. Pop fly. This could be trouble. And able to make the catch as Matt Verdaro. Oh, not easy. I feel like Ben at shortstop could have made a play, but either way, Declan is retired and 2 down. And now we'll see what Nico Scafidi could do. Nico has been prominent at the second base, doing some great defense. Now gets a chance to hit away here. First pitch is a strike. Nico watch that go by. And Jacob Valier doing a great job behind the plate. Really has to stay focused, not allowing any pitches to get past him at this point. Another pitch outside goes to a 2-1 to Nico. Pierre Mendez on deck if Nico is not able to get on base. And the pitch now sent out into center field. Ranging back, it's going to be Will Sloper, or it's going to be, oh, what a catch right there. Getting some luck right from number 4, Frank Tessier, and he is able to get that final out. So after a single, a hit by pitch, and a walk, 3 men left on base, and no runs come across for the Knights. Now it'll be up to the Crusaders with Frank Tessier leading things off. Back for the bottom of the first after this. Frank Tessier will lead things off for the Crusaders here in the bottom of the first, as he sends the first pitch over to Gavin Courier. The throw across is in time and able to stretch all the way out and make that play. Pierre Mendez able to get the 6-3 putout. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and Wilson Zola is into a groove here to start things off. And now we'll see what Ben Malu can do. Takes first pitch for a strike. Wilson pitched 8 innings to get that victory versus Alvern last week. We'll see if he's able to go at least a number of innings today and gets consecutive strike calls on the outside part of the plate. So Ben down to the count, 0-2. Got to be careful here. He's going to pop one up on the rooftop here. And now still in the hole, 0-2. And now another one. Back-to-back strikes and now back-to-back foul balls. And that one makes its way onto Valley Street. So again, Wilson looking for a K. And now popped up on the roof again. Five pitches thrown, 3 of them foul. Now sent out into right field, and Hunter Radme doing the work out there and is able to make that catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down, and now we'll see what the catcher and Jacob Valier can do here. Jacob has been able to do a great job behind the plate, knows the strike zone at this point. See if he can send one away. And first pitch, another foul ball. Didn't even really get in the defense here. Liam Carter-Patton out in center field. Gavin Currier at short. Wilson Zola pitching. James Blaisdell at third base. And a high fly ball. Pierre Mendez calling for it and will get it. So after a number of foul balls, no runs, no hits, no errors, and the Knights will come up to bat in the bottom of the second. Kyle Heavey with Manchester Public Television. Back with more right after this. The 7-8-9 part of the lineup for the Central West Knights, and it'll be Pierre Mendez who will lead things off. Pierre made that final out in the bottom part of the inning, so we'll see if he can take that energy and hit one away here in the top of the second. First 2 pitches go for strikes. And Pierre, got to be careful here. Quick timeout there. Now, Mason looking to get a second K. Just outside. Pierre got a little scared there for a moment, thinking that might be called. Mason, 1-2 count. Now sent out, and Will Sloper coming over, and with that speed, with that collective and coolness, he's able to get that catch for the first out. So Mendez goes down by way of a fly out to right field, gives a few words of encouragement / what to expect to Adriel Castillo. Adriel playing out in left field today. Takes the first pitch and hits it hard into the ground. Jacob Valier, the throw is just off. Zach Johnston had to reach up to the sky to catch that and did not come down with it. So it will go for an error. Who will that be? I guess that would go to Jacob because of the throw, but either way, Adriel with some good speed able to get to first, and now Jazander Mendez thought about a bunt, pulls it back. Jazander doing the second base work today. Mason from the stretch now. Now another bunt. This one's put down perfectly. Verdaro, the throw is a good one. It does take a bounce, but Zach able to get that. So It works as a sacrifice, and Mendez is out on a 5-3 putout, but allowing the runner to move up to second. And we're wondering if Castillo might have hurt himself. He's kind of rubbing his quad there on that that run to first. But now it is back to the top of the lineup here, and we'll see what Liam Carter-Patton can do. First pitch is upstairs. Liam started the game with a strikeout. Now fouls this one onto the rooftop. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Top of the second. And just nice curveball right there. But fouls it off, so we're back-to-back foul balls from Liam Carter, trying to avoid his second K. Just a bit outside. Count now 2-2. Center fielder looking to send one to center. He's going to foul one this time towards the fans. Ends up right in front of the safety bar, and actually is going to roll into the Memorial bench. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and another foul ball. My, oh my. Mason just wanting to get a K. Liam Carter is saying no. And there it goes. Able to get a swing and a whiff. And for the second time, Mason is able to get Liam out on a K. Well, we've played 1.5 here. It'll now be the Crusaders up to bat. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 part of the lineup. Due up. Back with more after this. Isaiah Solis will start things off for the Crusaders in the bottom of the second, and he takes a first pitch just outside for a ball. Isaiah been a huge part of this Crusaders team this season, having pitched a lot, having hit a lot, and we'll see if he's able to get a pitch that he likes here as the first 2 outside of the strike zone. Isaiah doing the DH work today. We'll see what he can come. Oh, call the strike on the outside. Isaiah hit in place of Chris Rodriguez, and he grounds one over, takes a 1-hop, and the throw to first is in time. Pierre Mendez able to stay on the bag, and a 6-3 putout. So 4 up, 4 down for the Crusaders, who are not having the time of their lives so far through the first part of this game. And now we'll see what Alex Rodriguez can do here. And now he laces one. This could go a long ways. Racing back, and it's going to grow all the way. Looking to try to get that from going any further is Liam Carter-Patton. And a triple here. Well, he's out. Oh, my goodness. What a relay. Unbelievable. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the camera error, trying to get all the information to you as quickly as I could. And, well, now Rodriguez, who crushed one way out there, but just was not able to stay safely on the bag, I guess. Now it'll be pitcher versus pitcher battle with Mason Poitras. Outside. Mason certainly would have loved to have himself an RBI here, but now with 2 down, 1-1 count, he's got to be careful. Wilson gives him a high strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball away. Misses outside, so Mason obviously knows the strike zone pretty well. Full count. Zola looking to get himself a K. And misses on a low ball 4. So what could have been runners at first and second, now we'll have just a runner at first. And we'll see what Zach Johnston can do. ZJ certainly looking at his watch or his wrist to see what the sign is. See if it's a hit and run. Zach, very familiar with the booth up here, spending a lot of time during the Northeast Regional Legion Tournament last year. And he quickly fixes his cleat. So the first time Wilson has had to deal with someone on base. And now sent out into right field. Ranging back, Hunter Radme is able to come down with that. So a lot of excitement for the Crusaders, but after a double and a walk, they do not score a run. So we'll be back for the top of the third. We're scoreless here from Gill. See what happens after this. It'll be the 2-3-4 part of the lineup for the Knights, as we'll see Gavin Currier lead things off here. First pitch bounces in for a ball, and both teams having chances to score runs, as now Gavin sends one out there, ranging back, almost tripping, and finally able to make that catch. Long ways to run for Chris Rodriguez, but he is able to do that. And one down now. Gavin, for a smaller guy, is able to hit it a long ways and nearly had himself at least a single, possibly even a double, but we'll go with the flow here and be back up with Wilson Zola. Wilson walked in the first inning, was stranded at second base. Takes a pitch for a strike. Mason misses on that, so a 2-1 count now. Zola grounds one over, too short. Easy play, Melu to Johnston, and that is the second out. So not much you can say on that one. Wilson obviously not wanting to exert too much energy with being a pitcher, and will get the bat from Buddha and head back to the dugout. And now we'll see what James Blaisdell can do with his bat. James was able to reach on a single his first time up. Swings at an outside pitch for strike 1. Mason goes for the outside again. Now will not make the play. Verdaro picks it up. The throw will be out. Zach Johnson with a long stretch, and James Blaisdell not agreeing with the ump's call, but Doug Stevens says otherwise. And we've now played 2.5 innings. We'll be back with the bottom of the third right after this. It'll be the 8-9-1 part of the lineup here for the Crusaders, as Matt Verdaro takes the first pitch for a ball, as Wilson Zola will continue to dominate the Crusaders. So far has really only given up a hard hit ball from Alex Rodriguez that was thrown out on the base path, some good defense, and a walk. So count now 1-1, and Matt obviously with that big play to end the inning. And he'll hit one over to second base, and an easy 4-3 put out as some quality defense there by Josander Mendez to getting it over to Pierre Mendez for the putout. So now we'll see what Will Sloper can do. Will has been pinch hit for a number of times throughout this season. They've used the DH role on him, but when he has hit, he's done a very good job as well. Takes the first pitch outside. Will's got a lot of experience, but a lot more to come, being so young. Swings at that pitch and not pleased with how outside it was. Wilson throws an pitch upstairs. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Sloper stands further up in the batter's box than others. Swings at another junk pitch. Kind of getting fooled a little bit on these. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls this one off. Hits the padding behind home plate. And Wilson gets him swinging and will get the K. So 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And now it'll be the top of the lineup with Frank Tessier. Frank, first pitch, grounded out to shortstop. So we'll see if he can be a little bit more patient or find a pitch he really likes. And he sends a first pitch high up in the air. This could be trouble. Ranging in and able to make the play is Hunter Radme. So 3 up, 3 down. His game is going quick. We're going to head to the top of the fourth here. Still scoreless. Back more with Kyle Heavey and Manchester Public Television after this. Top of the fourth, and the 5, 6, 7 part of the lineup for the Knights will be up, and Declan Manning will be the leadoff hitter here, trying to get the Knights some base runners again, as they went 1, 2, 3 in the third. Declan is 0 for 1 so far, popping up his lone time up to the third stop position, and Declan able to go up in the at-bat 2-0 and make that 3. Mason has walked 1 batter so far. And make that 2, as Declan Manning will get a free pass to first base. And we'll see what they can do with just no outs. And now it'll be Nico Scafidi who will try to get things going here. Nico flew out to center field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Nico obviously in a big spot here, trying to hit for Hunter Radme. Hunter has done a good job of fielding here so far. And after that check swing, Nico down in the count, 0-2. Pitch just barely misses. Nice curveball that looks good from this angle, but seemed a little high from the umpire's angle. And that just misses as well. Jacob Buda, the umpire, given the 2-2 sign. Declan Manning at first. And now this could be a 1-6-3 double play. Mason doing work himself, getting that ball quickly out to Ben Malu, who gets it to Zach Johnson for the double play. So after a leadoff walk, it gets erased. And now we'll see what Pierre Mendez can do. Second 1-6-3 double play we've seen today, as one happened as well in the Trinity Concord game before this. And Pierre tries to check his swing, and you can see him talking to himself. He is not pleased that he did not check his swing, and it went for a strike. Concord will be traveling here tomorrow to face to face Memorial. Central West will play Trinity at 4 o'clock here as well. So busy day here on Manchester Public Television ahead tomorrow as well. But Pierre able to finally take a ball. And now the count goes 1-2. Pierre flew out to Will Sloper his first time up. Fouls one down the third base line. They'll head over to the trainer. The lights have just turned on, so officially into a night game here. Mason trying to get another K. Just misses outside. Count goes full. He's got 2 strikeouts already. Looking for a third. And now sent out. This could be a gap shot. Coming in and unable to get that is Frank Tessier. So a 2-out single. And Pierre Mendez pleased to be at first base after a long at bat. And now it'll be Adriel Castillo out to bat. And Castillo had a reach on an error, and he's going to ground one up to Ben Malu, who will do it himself for stepping on second base. So after a single, we have no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th with the Crusaders coming to bat. It'll be the likes of Malu, Valier, and Soler due up. Bottom of the 4th here, and Ben Malu will start things off here. Wilson Zola gives him a tough first pitch that he fouls just beyond the dugout here for strike 1. Ben in this game is 0 for 1, flying out to Hunter Radme out in right fields. Pitch number 2, Wilson Zola doing a very good job. Through the first 4 innings, has only faced 10 batters. And a strike called on Ben there. So count goes 1-2. Zola ready to go. And now a hard hit ball out to center. And coming out and making the easy play is Liam Carter Patton. So 1 down. And Malu will now try to square things up and come up next time and hit it to somewhere else. And same thing with Jacob Valier, who popped up to first base to Pierre Mendez his last time up. Lone time up, that is. Takes a first pitch for a strike. And Zola, not really dominating. He's only thrown 1 K so far. But he's had great fielding, including that relay from the left center gap. Pitch outside. So count goes 1-1. And the story for Wilson is just sensational. So happy to have him back out here after last year not being able to play. Cancer doesn't discriminate. Leukemia doesn't either. And now we'll look forward to seeing his story and the union leader later on this week. A foul pitch. Count now 2-2. Jacob and Declan obviously buddies being in the same town, doing the same job as their high school catchers. And now a timeout called as Wilson was ready to go as soon as he got the ball. Jacob was not. Two balls, two strikes, one out. And laces one that one hops the fence and hits the Memorial bullpen. Neither team with anyone warming up just yet, as really it's been a quick game so far. Now a little ground ball that's going to get past, and Gavin with the throw, it gets away from Pierre Mendez, and it'll keep rolling and go in the opposite direction and keep on running as Jacob Valier, and a mistake right there from the Knights catcher allows a base runner here for the Crusaders, and we'll see what Isaiah Solis can do with that. He is one of their best hitters for a reason and has a chance to get himself an RBI here if he gets a pitch he likes, but Will Zola has already retired him once with a 6-3 ground out. Looking over at second, a big lead from Jacob. Isaiah chant going on here. Now pickoff move. And it's not able to be in time. Doug Stevens trying to make sure he stays out of the way. The field umpire today. Now sent out into left field. They're going to hold him at third. So a single here from Isaiah keeps the inning going. And now runners at first and third with just one down. And Memorial looking to make something happen here. And Alex Rodriguez, he learned his lesson the hard way the first time with trying to outrun the defense. We'll see what he can do here with runners at the corners. And no pickoff move there, but no one was going anywhere. No movement on the base paths just yet, as that was a ball one. And now taking off, and he will take second base easily is Isaiah Solis. So now two ribbies if a single is had by Alex Rodriguez. Wilson just will worry about the batter. Two balls, no strikes. Outside, just misses. First base is available. See if they give Chris or Alex the green light. They do not, and it was a smart move with a 4-pitch base on balls. And now Coach Malik will come out and discuss things with a stressful situation here for the Knights. Just the first time Memorial has had this many base runners, and scary situation to see what they can do. You can't allow any more walks. You can't allow any more hits. And now still no one warming up for the Knights, as most of the players are out here on the field. And now Coach wants to make sure that everyone knows what to do. Mason Poitras, the pitcher, will be the next Crusader up to bat. James Blaisdell saying, let him hit it. We'll take care of it. Everyone makes their way back to their respective spots, and we'll get things going here. Again, bottom of the fourth. And scoreless here from Gill. Big spot, pitcher versus pitcher battle. And Mason sends the first pitch out into left field. It's caught, and this should work for a sac fly. The throw, it will not be in time. And the Crusaders go up 1-0 on a sac fly from Mason Poitras. And he helps the cause, getting himself an RBI. And coming around to score, thanks to the error, is Jacob Valier. So Crusaders, the home team, with a 1-0 lead. And now first pitch going to be over to Wilson. Wilson has some trouble. The throw will be in time. Wow, Zach Johnson might have been robbed on that play by Doug Stevens, but the damage has been done. So after a error, a single, a walk, a sac fly, the Crusaders now with a 1-0 lead, back for the top of the fifth after this. It'll be the 9-1-2 part of the lineup for the Knights, down 1-0 in this contest. And Josander Mendez will look to get himself in scoring position with a leadoff hitter here in the top of the fifth. Pitch comes back, and Mason gets credit with a strike there. Obviously helping his cause with the sac fly that scored. And now a big swing from Josander, unable to connect. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Josander calling time here. Wants to make sure he's ready to go. Now fouled down the first base side. It's going to take a deflection and end up on the alleyway that leads to the dugout. So back to a 1-2 count. Mason looking to bring down the number 9 hitter. Another foul ball. Mason keeps losing his hat on the pitcher's mound. Has used the sweatband underneath his hat, and with the light wind that's going on here and the torque that it's putting on his body, it's just coming off his head. Now pop fly, Zach calling for it, and we'll catch it for out number 1. So 1 down here in the 5th. The Knights running out of outs here, and now they got to get things going here, and no one better than the top of the lineup. And even Coach Malik wants to have a quick chat saying, hey, you're the leadoff guy. You swing away, you swing well. And after striking out his first 2 times, we'll see if he has learned how to deal with Wilson or Mason Poitras. And we'll come to the bat here in the 5th. And now first pitch sent past Verdaro into left field. So the tying run on base with 1 down. And gotta love that. Might be down your luck after striking out your first 2 times, and now you're standing at first base with a single. And Gavin Courier will look to see if he can get some pop in his bat again. First pitch is a strike. Gavin has been hit by pitch and flew out a long hit to left field that was caught. Bunt attempt, and now attempted steal, and safely into second base with a stolen bag goes Liam. So Mason now in a little bit of a stressful situation, does not want to give up the tying run. Let's see if he tries to bunt again. Gavin, though, just realizing he has 2 strikes on him, and will not be bunting here. Now he's going to ground one. This is going to be a tough play. Melu to Johnston, but it does work as a sacrifice, as moving over to third, the speedy Liam Carter-Patton is now just 90 feet away from tying this game up, and no one better in this spot than Wilson Zola, as he will look to help his own cause the same way that Mason Poitras had done in the bottom of the last inning and get the run across. So first pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Just snuck across the corner of the white. Now fouled into the netting. Wilson has walked in the first and grounded out to short in the third. Nice job holding off and swinging that one on an 0-2 count. Mason trying to get him chasing. Wilson holds off for another pitch. Inside now. And now we got a little bit of a rundown here as, oh, the ball gets away. Can he make it in time? Oh, that's how we tie up the game. A little rundown here, and Liam Carter-Patton gets lucky as just not able to get that in his glove. I believe it was Ben Malu, and this game is tied. Not the most exciting game with a sac fly and an error scoring the run, but that's what we get in baseball. It's a romantic sport for a reason. And now Wilson Zola goes down by way of strike 3, but the damage is done as the Knights are able to score on a single, a sack, a stolen base, and an error. And we'll go to the bottom of the fifth, tied up at 1-all, and we'll have the 8-9 one-parted lineup due up for the Crusaders. Matt Verdaro will lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth as Wilson Zola still remains pitching here, having only allowed 1 run so far as the first pitch was outside for ball 1. And we'll see what Wilson can bring here. Another outside pitch for Matt. He is 0-for-1 on the day, grounding out to second base as he led off the third inning. We'll see what he can do here in the fifth inning. Now sent out to center field and able to not even have to move a muscle and makes that catch is Liam Carter-Patton. So 1 down here after a long fly ball to center field. And now it'll be Will Sloper who will try to do things differently. Will struck out his lone time up to base, or up to bat. And he swings at a high first pitch for a strike. I think he was expecting that to kind of come down, and it never did. So falls back in the count. And a timeout called late as Wilson was kind of already making his windup. Now Jacob Buddha says, go ahead. Bouncing one in. James Blaisdell ready to rush in if Will decides to bunt here. If you can get it down the first base line, it would most likely be a safe way to get on base. And he fouls one towards the Knights dugout. And now Will, down in the count 1-2, will have to swing away. Again, 1 down here in the top of the fifth. And foul tips it away and is able to stay alive a little bit longer. I thought Declan Manning may have not caught that cleanly, and Will might have been able to run to first, but we'll do it again. Now, check swing. James going to run a long way, but it lands foul and will make its way to the warning track. Fireworks being set off all around here at Gill Stadium. Again, Will Slipper, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he sends one out into right field, and this will drop, and Hunter Radme will collect it and a 1-out single for Will Sloper. And the number 9 hitter able to be patient and get a pitch he likes. And now we'll see what type of speed he has on the base paths with the likes of Frank Tessier, the next batter here. Frank, 0-for-2 in today's game. Ground out to shortstop. A pickoff move. The little check there. Pierre does a little swipe, and now Frank's just waiting for his first pitch. And he slices one out into center field, ranging back. Liam Carter-Patton not able to get that. It drops down, and racing around second. Are going to stop him at third, or are they? The throw home will not be in time, and able to come around. Will Sloper runs past the stop sign and comes around and scores on a long hit ball to center field. And Frank Tessier, who had already gotten to second base, was watching the play happen as he appreciates that. Will go as an RBI, and Tessier stands at second base. Ben Malu, who has also had trouble today, we'll see what he could do. Ball outside, Declan Manning with a nice stop there. Ben has flown out to right, flown out to center. Trying to see if he will not fly out to left. Two balls, no strikes. Looking back a second. The pickoff move is there. And Doug Stevens says, no, not yet. He is safe. Now Wilson kind of stretching his arm a little bit. Maybe start to a little bit of fatigue. And now 3 balls, no strikes. Malu, love to get on base for the first time. And that will be ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. Wilson Zola will have Coach Mallett come out and chat with him again, as after going 3+ innings in solid, we'll see if they will keep him or if they're going to take him out. A score just 2-1, but after a single, a double, and a walk, he's gotten through 4 1/3 innings, and you can see that they want to get this victory. The Manchester rivalry is strong here, and who is the better school? Who can hold the grudge for the rest of the year? And they're going to stick with Wilson here. Quick chat. And Jacob Valier will be the hitter here. Jacob popped up to first base and also reached on an error, scoring the first run. So, big spot for Jacob. Zola. Pitch outside. Just misses outside again. Six straight balls here thrown. before finally catching the outside corner. So hopefully Wilson can get some energy back. Ball outside, and this will allow both runners to move up 90 feet. And a hard round of third base there by Frank Tessier. And he is looking to come home and score. Malu now at second. And a 3-1 count, hitters count here for Jacob Valier. He's going to hit one down the first base line that gets past Pierre Mendez. One run comes around. Here comes Malu for the second run. And the Memorial Crusaders now with a 4-1 lead off a big 2 RBI double there by Jacob Valier. And the Crusaders looking to get themselves the big win here at home. The last week of the regular season, and the Crusaders wanting to get as many victories as they can. And Isaiah Solis, we'll see what he can do here. Ball gets away again from Declan Manning, and now Jacob at third base. This Knights squad is resilient. They were able to show their worth last week to the audience. Now, hard hit ball. Blaisdell has some issues and nowhere to throw it, and able to come home and score. So an E5, and that will be the 5th run for the Crusaders, who have scored 4 runs here. And Solis stands at first with just, again, 1 down. First pitch, though, to Alex Rodriguez. Goes for a strike. Bouncing ball. Declan able to stop that one. The throw from Manning is a high one, as it almost made its way out to center field. But a great job by Gavin Currier to stop that, as it had gotten over one teammate's head, but did not want it to go all the way out. Ball outside, so count goes 2-1. Zola trying to find a little hard hit ball. Blaisdell, the throw across. Mendez is there and gets the out. Moving up was Isaiah Solis. So he is now at third base, looking to come around and score as well. But now with 2 downs, we'll see what Mason Poitras can do again. Mason has himself an RBI. Has reached base once and takes the first pitch and pops it high into the outfield, but able to come down. Not easy, but was able to make the catch and get the third out is Josander Mendez. But the damage has been done. It is now up to the Knights to start scoring some runs. They are down to their last 6 outs, with a score now being 5-1. We'll see what James Blaisdell can do to lead things off. Back with more after this. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 part of the lineup here, with James Blaisdell swinging at the first pitch for strike 1. James in this game has gone 1 for 2, did single in the first, and grounded out to third base his last time up. Watches that bounce in, and Mason Poitras, and now his 6th inning pitching, has really done a great job of keeping the Knights at bay. But Blaisdell is a beast for a reason. taking that pitch for a strike. So the count now goes to a 1-2 count. And now pops one up, calling for it, Ben Melu, and able to come down with that. So a high swinging pitch, but Blaisdell not able to connect as well as he want, and that will be the first out here in the sixth, as Declan Manning will now step up and see what he can do. Declan did reach his last time with a base on balls. Also popped up to Matt Verdaro at third base his first time up. Outside, and Declan, being the catcher, he understands what Jacob Buda brings for a call. Lets that one go past him, though. So now a 2-1 count. Now popped up. Who will call for it? And able to come down is Alex Rodriguez for out number 2. So some softly hit balls here from the Knights. And now it'll be 2 outs. And we'll see what Nico Scafidi could do. Nico on the day, 0 for 2. Is flown out to center field and hit into the 1-6-3 double play in the 4th inning. Now he's going to ground one over. Melu double pumps. The throw to Johnson is a good one. And the Knights go 1-2-3. So no hits, no runs, no errors. As right now, the last time the Crusaders will come up to bat with a 5-1 lead. We'll see what happens in the bottom of the 6th after this. And my mistake, I messed up to end the last inning. It was not Zach who grounded out to end the 5th inning. So my apologies, Zach, for thinking that you had, but it was actually Mason Poitras who had. So now we'll see what Zach can do here. Zach has gone 0 for 2 on the day, but we do have a lot of changes here for the Knights, as now James Blaisdell is on the mound here. And Zach grounds one over, and this is going to be taken, but there's no one to throw to. And Zach is able to reach on an infield single. So the Crusaders already up 4 runs, looking to pad their lead some more, as Wilson Zola, who gave up the 5 runs, is now the first baseman, with Josander Mendez moving over to third base. So a lot of defensive changes in the infield here. And now we'll see what Matt Verdaro can do to help his cause. Matt's 0 for 2 as well. And a high bunt that gets down the third base line. Mendez with the throw. It's going to be offline. And an E5 right there for Matt Verdaro, who really should not have bunted at that pitch, but whatever works when you're on base. So I suppose can't go wrong with now Crusaders at first and second with, again, no outs. And we'll see what Will Sloper can do. Will is 1 for 2, having singled with 1 down in the 5th inning and coming around to score, which is right now the winning run. Was the second run of the game. Will also struck out his other time up to bat, and now is down in the hole, 0-2. Blaisdell looking to get a K, and Will fouls that off of him. It actually was going down the third base line, and now the ball is going all over the place as the first base coach has to come over to get the baseball, and James will just get a whole new baseball as it is. As that one certainly had something wrong with it, the way that it was bouncing around. So now, do it again. No balls, 2 strikes, and Will takes a moment to step out of the batter's box. Still in a little bit of pain after fouling that off his foot. Pitch outside. So Mason Poitras, the only Crusader who has not been on base so far in this game, but the way that he is pitching, I don't think he cares as of now. James taking a moment here, dealing with runners at first and second. Inside, goes for ball 2. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball gets away, and another pass ball, and Johnston and Verdaro able to move up some more, and they are just 90 and 180 feet from scoring some more runs for the Crusaders. Pitch somehow missed. It looks good from my angle before it popped out of the mitt, and now it'll be a full count to Will. And Will unable to catch up to that fastball. And Blaisdell comes back and gets the K to get 1 down here. But now it'll be Frank Tessier, who already has himself an RBI and a double last inning. We'll see what he can do. He is 1 for 3 on the day. But with a new pitcher, he slices one down the first base line. That will be foul. Frank grounded to short in the first, flew out to right in the third, and obviously had that big double in the fifth that scored Will Sloper. Now he sends one high into the stratosphere, coming down and able to make the catch, but this will allow Zach to come around and score. And another run for the Crusaders. They now lead this game 6-1. My, oh my, was that a high fly ball right there from Frank Tessier. So he gets himself his second RBI. And now we'll see what Ben Malu can do with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Pitch outside for a strike. Inside now, goes for Ben here is 0 for 2. Flew out to left, flew out to center, and walked before scoring last inning. And he gashes one down. And I want to take a moment to see how gorgeous this sunset is here in the city of Manchester. It's a beautiful late May night after what's been a rough month of weather. And now with a 1-1 count. Ball low. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another foul ball, and Coach Pat makes a great play, gets it quickly back. Almost hits Matt Verdaro in the head. But makes the play. And the ball quickly back to James Blaisdell. Looking for another K. And he hits Ben in the back. And Ben does not like the feeling of that, as that was right in the middle of the 2. And you can, or maybe it was in the elbow. I'm not really sure, but he is grimacing in some pain, and He starts to make his way down the first base line, and seems like he'll be okay with a 90-foot walk to first base. And now runners will be at the corners for the Crusaders, again with 2 outs. And the always hard-hitting Jacob Valier will see what he can do as he starts to put his initials into the tire pellets that are on the field here at Gill Stadium. Jacob had that big 2 RBI double last inning. We'll see if he can get another 2 RBI double. First pitch, checks his swing. Valier has scored the last 2 innings. A check on first. The injured Melu able to still dive back to first in time. One ball, no strikes. And a swing and a miss, and able to head first dive. That's a sure sign that he's feeling all right, is Melu, after diving safely into second. So now Jacob has to do something here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside for ball 2. And he gets hit as well. Blaisdell having a little accuracy issues as he plunks the last 2 Crusaders. And now the bases are fully loaded. Nowhere else to put him. And Isaiah Solis, one of their better hitters, maybe takes a half a step further out to make sure he doesn't get hit. But now inside, called a strike, as Isaiah did not agree with that. And now another swing and a miss. 2 strikes on Isaiah. Isaiah's had an interesting day. Is officially 1 for 2. Reached on an error his last time, and misses. The strike 3 was Blaisdell. Low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Crusaders leading this 6-1. And now a hard hit ball. Oh, nearly hits Doug Stevens. And now racing over and getting the tag of second base, not allowing any more runs to come around. And a good play there by Gavin Currier. But now it comes down to this, the top of the 7th. And it's the 7, 8, 9 part of the lineup for the Knights, who are looking to make some magic happen here on this Tuesday night. Back to see what happens right after this. Top of the 7th and the last chance for the Knights as this beautiful sunset continues to light up the night here at Gill Stadium. And Mason Poitras looking to go for the complete game victory here. Throws the first pitch to Pierre Mendez for a ball. And Pierre on the night is 1 for 2. Singled back in the 4th before being stranded. And now let's see what he can do here in the 7th with the last chance for the Knights. They got to score 5 runs. Mason Poitras has been very comfortable on the mound here through the last few innings. Just misses, and count goes to 2-2. And strike three looking, and Mason gets himself a K with the first out here in the 7th. And now he'll have to deal with the left-handed hitting Adriel Castillo. Adriel certainly has some pop to his bat. He's reached on an error today and grounded out to shortstop, where Ben Malu was able to take care of things himself. Now, hard hit ball down the first base line. Not even the first base coach wanted to touch that. Mason just 4 Ks on the day, but has really done a good job of ground outs and pop outs. And now let's see if he can do a ground out here. Zach Johnson reaching out, losing his hat and sunglasses, but not able to get the ball and able to get himself. I'm going to give that a single right there from Castillo, because that was a rocket, and there's only so much Zach could do, as he had to range a good amount of ways to his right-hand side. And now we'll see what Josander Mendez can do with 1 down, hitting from the 9-hole. First pitch is upstairs for a ball. Josander had a sac bunt and popped out to first base his 2 times up to bat. So officially 0 for 2, but is up in the count, 2-0. Ball 3. Josander will not be swinging at this, and misses outside, so a 4-pitch base on balls. And now Coach Pat wants to come out and chat with his pitcher here to see what they can do after pitching 6 in the 3rd innings. And will he pull the ball, or do you want to have a quick chat with his pitcher to see what to do? It gets a kind of a arm around the neck here to see, okay, we want you to get this complete game victory. It's up to you to throw some strikes, as the defense has been there the whole entire night. Now we'll see what they can do. Again, 1 down, but runners now at first and second. Castillo moves up to second, and Mendez at first. And now it'll be Liam Carter Patton who will be leading things off here, as a lot of love being given, and it looks like we will get a pitching change, and Matt Verdaro, I believe, will be the new pitcher, moving from third base to the pitcher's mound. We'll give him a moment to warm up and be back with the top of the 7th after this. So Matt Verdaro will look to end things here at this Battle of Manchester Schools. Central West onto their last at-bats here, and Isaiah Solis has come in from the DH spot to fill in at third base. Verdaro throws a first pitch to Liam Carter Patton for strike 1. And Liam swings at the second pitch for strike 2. Liam's first 2 times up bat were strikeouts, trying to avoid a 3rd K, but down in the count 0-2. Pop fly. Matt will take this himself and is unable to get this, but just the infield fly rule is intact. So officially Liam Carter is out, with the infield fly coming to hurt any chances here. And now it'll be Gavin Courier who will try to keep things going with 2 outs. Gavin is 0 for 2, was also hit by a pitch, and nearly hit by a pitch there. He's flown out to right and also had a ground out to short that actually worked as a sacrifice, and having to duck out of the way. So Matt trying to clean things up. Nearly hits him, and getting a little wild here. And Gavin Courier with a 3-0 count in the batter's box will not be swinging at this, looking to get to first base. Verdaro just misses, so the base is now fully loaded and staying in the game as the DH is Wilson Zola. So big spot for him, having given up 5 runs today. It'd be a good spot here to bring back 4. First pitch is a curve for strike 1. Wilson is 0 for 2. Walked in the first, grounded out in the third, and struck out in the 5th. And what a great stop by Jacob Valier there. Count now just 1-1. Inside pitch and goes for ball 2. And the throw down to first sees Zach Johnson sliding. Jacob Valier trying to get Gavin Courier sleeping at first. So count now 3-1. Matt Verdaro came in, got an infield fly, and has struggled throwing 7 and gets that back. So count now goes full. 7 pitches off the plate. Verdaro will try to get Wilson Zola striking out to end this. The pitch inside, and that will go for a bases loaded walk, and that will work for as an RBI, as coming around to score as Ariel Castillo. And this game is not over yet, as Wilson Zola will have a pinch runner for him after he made his way to first base, and now is just a one swing in the back could change everything. Will Fidella now at first base, and James Blaisdell, who came in pitching after doing a good job at third base throughout the game, has a chance to tie this up with a swing of the bat. The wind going straight out to center field right now. Three walks and a single in this inning. Now sent out, and what a catch right there. Isaiah Solis able to catch that cleanly, and the Crusaders get this big rivalry game here with a 6-2 win. What a fun one it has been, but congratulations to the Memorial Crusaders, who now go to 6-10 on the year, while the Central West squad, they fall to 1-15. Total running time for this game, 1 hour and 47 minutes. And our Off the Mark Sports player of the game will go to Mason Poitras, who had a total of 6 1/3 innings pitched, 27 batters faced, 4 hits, 1 run allowed, 5 walks, 4 Ks, and gets the win. These two teams will be back tomorrow, as Central West will be playing the 4 o'clock game versus the likes of the Trinity Pioneers, while the Memorial Crusaders will look to continue their winning ways facing the Concord Crimson Tide. But for Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lahr, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, my name is Kyle Levy. It's been a pleasure to be with you on this Tuesday. We'll be back again with a doubleheader on Wednesday and a doubleheader on Thursday. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.